Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Walters here, and today we're going to talk about is how we identify our target audience for our advertising campaign. Now, I realize we do segment our market in general. You might have, your demographic segmentation, your psychographic segmentation, all these different things for your clients. But the thing you have to realize in your advertising, you might segment them again in a different way, because segmenting our target audience for ads will have an extremely huge impact on the impact that our ads actually have on people. Because it's really important that we correctly identify the target audience for our ads to draw people in, right? And therefore really influencing the level of success our campaign will have. Because you think about it, you need to know a few people if you're going to be doing ads. Let's say we're thinking about doing ads for a movie, right? A kid's movie. And so we have to think about is, well, who are the influencers? Who influences kids into thinking what they should go see or what is cool and things like that? That's why you see companies spend a lot of money to get athletes and famous musicians and stuff like that to show up in their movies, to show up in their advertising campaigns, because they know, those little kids are influenced. Because if you like basketball, yeah, I need to get myself some LeBron James shoes. They're awesome because he's the best. And so you have that, so you're looking at those influencers. So that's going to be important. But also you're going to look at who's the decider. Because the thing is, the person you're advertising to that might be using your product that you're selling might not be the person that decides that they're going to buy it. So for example, going to our movie example, think about kids' movies. Kids want to see it. What influences kids? Oh, if it's somebody funny or somebody they know or somebody famous, they want to see it. So that will influence them, right? But the thing is, mom and dad have to say it's okay for them to go. So mom and dad are deciders. So we have to think about that in our advertising campaign. Yeah, having bright colors and fast-moving lights gets little kids to want to see a movie. But it doesn't necessarily get mom and dad to say, you know what, we'll go see Frozen 7 times. We'll go see, How to Train Your Dragon 10 times. No, we have to advertise something more for that audience as well. That's why when you look at movies like Shrek from back in the day, yes, they had the animation that inspires kids to watch, but for those deciders, those parents that are ones putting down the $20 to go to the movie, they had the adult humor in there too to get them to want to come and see the movie as well. So you really have to kind of think about is who are all the people that are going to be kind of influenced or kind of taking in all these ads that might help them make decisions. Because each of those target markets have to be addressed in our advertising campaign. Because yes, the influence, the deciders, but also the person that's actually going to use the product, yeah, we have to think about all those people, right? So that's why you see where they have those ads with kids playing with toys. Look how happy those kids are, and they're like, Mom, Dad, I want to have this, I want to have this. They have to inspire them as well. Because the thing is, you have to look at it and realize each one of these segments might have a different need or want that needs to be satisfied for them to want to buy the product. So for a kid, their need, it's got to be funny, it's got to be entertaining, it's got to be bright colored, right? So for the movies, that's important to them. But for the parents, okay, it's got to be, kid appropriate, it's got to be long enough that I can drop them off and go get something done before I pick them up. It's got, it's got to have people I've heard of, because if it's a movie I've never heard of, I don't want it to be too scary for them. And then of course you also think about the movie theaters. What are they looking for? Well, we want a movie that's not too long, because the shorter the movie, if it's an hour and 20 minutes, then we can put another showing in during the day so we can get even more people coming through. And if it's a movie for kids, that means kids are going to come, and that's not just one ticket, because kids usually bring their parents, so there's another 1 or 2 tickets going with them, so there's 3 people coming for the one person that wants to go. And also the kids want to have the candy, they want to have the popcorn, want to have the other stuff. Hey, it's going to drive a lot of people to buy even more stuff than just tickets. So yes, we want to show the movie and that movie in our movie theater. And what you have to realize is when you're advertising, you're not always advertising for people that are going to buy your product today, and you might not be advertising to people who are actually going to use your product in general. Because if you think about it, I'm here at a university, a beautiful university campus. I know the weather's not so great, so it doesn't look so good. But when those universities are playing in the big football bowl games, or they're playing in March Madness for basketball, and they're seeing those university colors all over, they're actually advertising in a way to those possible future future students that might come here. I know when I was a little kid, I remember watching the Flying Illini play Indiana, and they made this last second shot. I'm like, yes, Illini! And I came to school here 20 years later, and I teach here again 20 years after that. And you start to see is, wow, they weren't advertised for me to go to Illinois when I was 5, but it did influence my decision later on in life. And so you have that. But also you might look at it and realize the people we're advertising to are the deciders in terms of who's buying the product, not necessarily who's actually going to wear the product. I know Under Armour did a really good job when they looked at their numbers and saw, wait, we're selling all these men's clothes to women. So why is that? Well, they started to see that, look, women were buying those clothes as gifts to give to people. So they saw, hey, maybe we change our advertising from having men doing, men wearing this stuff and working out, to making, when it's the holidays, we have it as a gift-giving thing. So it's the wife giving it to their husband, the boyfriend giving it to his boyfriend, or something like that. So it became a gift-giving thing, as opposed to I'm buying it for myself to work out. It's my wife getting it for me to say, hint, hint, chubby, it's time to go work out. So you can look at it that way. So there's a lot of different things you can do when you're looking at identifying that target audience for your ad campaign, because your ads can be targeting a lot of different people with the same message. All right, so I hope this helps you understand a bit more of that ad campaign planning. If you want to learn more, watch some more other videos. Bye.